My name is Perla and my pronouns are she, her, ella. Prior to college, some of the things that I had to balance um, were trying to get into college. So I had to balance out figuring out and understanding what my status was because I am a DACA recipient. So, what that meant was that the process to apply to college was different for me than most students. And, and in addition to that, I am a first generation student. So, my parents don't speak English. And so I really didn't have any mentorship to for the process to get to college. So those were some of the things that I had to balance out, and figuring out how I was gonna pay tuition to make sure that I could even be a student. A lot of the things that I have to balance as a student, in addition to homework and due dates and deadlines, is also balancing out being a part-time staff here at the University of Arizona at the Immigrant Student Resource Center, and then also um, because I am a first-generation student, balancing out time when I do get home to make sure that I have time to help my brothers with their homework, or if my parents need any translation help with clients who they work for. So making sure that I have that time for them, and also making time for my mental health. In high school, um, I was a very, I was a good student. As people would define a good student as like having good grades and being in extracurricular activities. I was in soccer, and I took like a bunch of AP classes, and I was in honors classes, and I did really good, and I graduated because people always tell you like when you're in high school, if you want to get good scholarships and if you want to go into college, like, you have to do really good and you have to do all these extra things. So in high school, I was very active and my grades looked good. That changed when I came into the U of A and into college, because I realized that I started to learn more about myself in a more holistic way, and to learn more about all these social things that were happening around me and that were part of my identity. Um, and so immediately, the first 2 semesters of college were very difficult because I didn't feel like I fit in. There was I felt like there was no one that I could relate to, and so that reflected a lot in my grades, and I lost a lot of motivation. Um, and then apart from that, I there was like other things that were happening at home that I had to make sure. Thank you. um, make sure that I was keeping track of too. And so it became a lot of things to juggle at once. And um, and it came to a point where like my academic life didn't, in comparison to everything else that was going around me, didn't matter as much. So um, I kind of like put my academic life second to everything else, and so my grades like suffered a lot, and my GPA suffered a lot. When there was that lack of motivation at first, I didn't do anything because I didn't know what to do. Um, I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what resources existed to help students that were like in the situation that I was in. So I ignored it, and I kind of just didn't even acknowledge it. So I just kept going. Um, but then sophomore year, um, I met the folks from the Immigrant Student Resource Center, and And that was the first time that I felt um, that I was meant to be here, and that I belonged here, and that I could be a student, and that I could keep being in college. And so building that community was basically what mostly helped me regain that motivation, and regain the confidence to be able to say I deserve to be here.